So what do you follow up Sussudio with? It's kind of challenging, right? Do you go a ballad? Do you go a song just as big as Sussudio, like something like Don't Lose My Number? Well, in this case, Phil went with Only You Know and I Know, which I think is like a deep cut. We'll call it a deep cut on the album. I don't think it was ever a single. It's rarely a fan favorite. It was played live. I believe it was, I wanted to say that it was opening the No Jacket Required tour, but I don't think that's true. I think the No Jacket Required tour opened with I Don't Care Anymore and then Only You Know and I Know. Although I believe the No Ticket Required tour or the Laserdisc and album opened with Only You Know and I Know. This is like it's a second song on No Jacket Required. And it's interesting because it is like a second song, right? It keeps the energy of Sussudio up. It keeps the kind of the dark, ominous club sound, tons of drum machines and synths and horns. Everything we love about Sussudio is still happening in Only You Know and I Know, but it's not as catchy. It's not as melodic, but still a great song. I love it so much. Here's something so funny about it before we kind of break it down a little bit. Phil talked about, I think it was in his book, he talked about how, so there's a lyric is, Our Love is Blind, right? In this song, Our Love is Blind. And so that's a reference, I think he's used that line elsewhere, but that's a reference to something that Jill's mom, Jill, his second wife, her mother said after meeting Phil, she said to Jill, I guess love is blind, as kind of an insult to Phil. How brutal is that? But anyway, it's funny that he would just use that line in the song. So what's cool about this song is, like I said, it's a great second song. Really is. Is it a great first song? No. Is it a great middle of the album? Not really. I think it's perfect as number 2. And so it's got this really kind of cool intro where there are, there's kind of a call and answer between horns and electric guitar. Of course, iconic gated drums to open things up. And that drum fill that we hear is, Chester's talked about this before, but it's so iconic to Phil, that concert tom, bum, bum. But it's simple, right? It could have been like something crazy and something like fast and exciting, but like it's really simple. It's like bum, 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 bum. That's what I love about Phil's drumming is like, we know he could do something far more complicated, but he doesn't. He just does something that's like, what am I hearing? They sound like gunshots. And then the song begins. A little bit of a callback to I Don't Care Anymore, which is interesting that this song would come after I Don't Care Anymore on the No Jacket Required tour, because the intro to those, the drum sounds are very similar on those intros. Very slow intro, and then when the horns hit, something's going, it's very fast. We have that kind of like arpeggiated, like rhythmic synth happening that's the same sound on Who Said I Would. I would love a synth breakdown for this album, just because there's a lot of cool synth sounds going on. I'm sure Phil could do that one day because probably a lot of it was tinkered with in his own studio. It was probably mostly Prophet stuff. So again, it's kind of like there's multiple intros here. There's the tom intro, then there's this like holding on one note with the arpeggiated synth going on. And then finally the hook comes in, the synth pad that's going like bum, 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 ba, bum. So I say that it's dark and ominous because this is a club record, but also because I think it's in a minor key until the bridge. And let's talk about the bridge. The bridge is really cool. Just try to remember, which I believe then shifts to a major key and is really pretty and fun and adds a bit of suspense when it falls back into that minor key. I think it's similar to what's happening on the bridge with Inside Out, where it kind of takes a break, brightens up a little bit, then kind of drops back into a more of a mysterious sound. One of Daryl's kind of weirdest and darkest solos, sounds very improvised in a good way. The tone isn't as like clean and thick as the rest of the record. It's more high passed and kind of spooky and broken up a little bit. It actually makes for a decent concert opener too, because it's like, it's high energy, but you're not burning out one of your hits. Anyway, the second song from No Jacket Required, Only You Know and I Know. It's a deep cut. It's a deep cut. It's not a single. It's not a fan favorite in any way. I never skip it. I love it. I really like it. I don't love it. Would it make my top 25? No. Would it make my top 50? I don't know. I've never made a top 50. I'm going to make a top 50. Anyway, do you like this song? Where would you rank it? Is it just kind of like, is it just one of those songs like take it or leave it? Yeah, no big deal. But let me know if there's something, like if you have a special story about the song, or if there's something about this track that you really like, or if I've missed something about this song that I forgot to mention. Thanks so much for watching.